to coach me as a player, but really to improve my abilities as a coach. Because when I came from there, I took over the coaching responsibilities of the national team, which went on to play at the Olympiad in that year. And I believe the men's team, which I was also a part of, did the best performance leading up to that time to compare to previous Olympiads. I met their grandmaster Yuri Averbach, and he was an old player. Well, back then, and one of the players who were playing in the classical era, going back in the 1930s. He passed away recently, earlier last year, last year this time, at 100 years old. He was the world's oldest living grandmaster up to that time, Yuri Averbach. And I was quite impressed by him and his methods of coaching, something that I try to duplicate in my efforts, my coaching efforts today.
Okay. The same question goes for you, Mr. Tyson. There's a
Yeah,
role model. There's a role
yeah,
model.
yeah, Mr. Alton Wangsang and Manley Jackson. Those two person. Mr. Wangsang is no longer with us. He passed away about, I think, 2000. But Mr. Jackson is still around. Those are the two person who I admire most.
Okay.
Yeah, man, playing this in the sports of Domino. For anybody who today know Mr. Halson Wangsang, because Domino is a mind game, and it's also an instinct game where you can just tell from a person expression by you playing just one domino, and you know everything that is going on right
Yes.
around the table. So I learned those craft from Mr. Wangsang, an Indian man just like Shane. So I learned those craft from him. Right away, early settings. So as I said, now Mr. Jackson, he was a disciplinarian. Where
Oh,
where he command discipline. So those two gentlemen together
yes.
rounded me in the sport.
So you
You
think
know,
you're at that level now, Mr. Tyson? You think you're at that level now?
you mean, but said reflex. Yeah, man, I am still there. I'm just I was super fast, but I'm slower now. But it's still there. As I said before, domino is a mind game. And once your brain is clicking, it's a brain game. And once your brain is clicking,
Yes.
the older you get, you may just get a little slower. Shane can attest to that.
Yeah, man.
But it's still there.
Okay. Okay. Okay.
It's still there.
Mr. Magician, tell us about your most memorable game or moment in chess.
Ah, yes, man. There's quite a few special moments. I will tell you my first tournament win as a junior player in 1981 would probably have been one of the most sensational, and maybe that was the breakthrough. When you win your first tournament, that tells you that you have certainly have arrived. Also, I would also include that experience, my first national championship title win, which was in 1984. Although, funny enough, I think I had shown my prowess, so to speak, the year before, because I should have won in 1983 as well. Losing to Mr. Wheeler, even though I was leading by half point right up until the last round. But in terms of victories and special games, certainly the subzonal, which I had just mentioned, because it was always a dream of mine to win this title, international master, and after so many years, and achieving that, and the fashion in which I had done it, I really surprised myself, because chess has become a young person's sport. Even though it's a brain game, and the likes of Mr. Tyson and myself, we're still capable. When you look on the world scene, it's dominated by players below the age of, say, 35. You don't find players of my age winning subzoners, and that's what made it even more enjoyable, because nobody expected that from the magician, and it was looking like a reality in the middle of the tournament, because I was just when I reached onto the top board, I was beating off the opposition, going all the way up to the top, But that was definitely a special occasion. But I had a few games where I had against grandmasters in chess, and some of those games were also very special. But there's a nice game I played against Equitable Brown, a local player in a national championships about 20 years back. And I remember that the Chess Federation had brought down a coach from the Ukraine that's involved in the war that's going on now. So a coach came down here, and I remember him was looking at the board and watching, and I had this nice sacrifice of a rook, a complete sacrifice, not winning anything, just decoying the rook, just playing the rook and giving away the rook. The rook is just placed on a square; it's not capturing anything, and it led to a completely winning position. And I've had another game like that where I played 3 decoys in a row, which is a chess tactic, a tactic in chess. So that was very enjoyable for me. Those games. There's great joy in when you execute certain moves. And I put it to the equivalent of the dominoes. When you put in a shot, you're slamming down that domino because you want the man under your hand to feel it. So it's the equivalent of when you're executing a shot like that. Yeah, you get a certain joy performing such a move and a game. Yeah.
Okay. All right. That's just great, magician. I and Mike Tyson, the same question goes for you. In the game that you remember dropping in the uppercut?
Yeah, well, yeah, I can tell you. Twi- my most memorable one is Brooklyn, New York, where World Tournament. Well, where me and Mr. Wanda team up, right? And take that tournament. I'm going through some great players. See? And then there is this one in Cayman Island. I can't forget that one. I went there. I don't know what. I think they were looking for me to. We're leading by far, and I took a walk and joined a group of men in a Spanish club playing domino. And trust me, I when I came back to Jamaica, those times you can say maybe I becomes super loaded. So I use a soldier brother playing in that club, just a team thing. And I came out massive. I wouldn't like to say because I don't want people think I'm bragging. but I came out massive, massive. So that's where that's that. Well, put it this way. That's where I started um my true life. Could leave my mother and go on my own.
Okay.
So
Okay.
yeah, you understand what I'm saying?
Yes. Describe
Right.
us. Describe us. Um, the question is, I'm giving away $200 credit. Did you sell or flow? I've asked a question before. I'm going to scrap that question. Another question is, who can list four FIDE World Championship? Four FIDE World Championship. So you can type in the comment section. First correct answer will get a prize of a $200 credit. So list four FIDE World Championship. So while they're there, Mr. Magician, what do you believe is the greatest challenge most chess players are facing today?
The greatest challenge that most chess players face today.
Yes.
Well, first of all, we've come a far way. I was telling you about the support we're getting with from the Olympic Association. Because we never had that before. But we do have a functioning Jamaica Chess Federation, and that's a big thing because they are the sporting body that's governing the sport, and they have been doing an excellent job. I served on that federation executive for about 16 years. I think from 1994 up to 2010, and I had to leave my position there because of overseas work commitments. But yeah, the greatest challenge today, I think, is maybe getting support from parents and quite a few fortunate children, because we have a lot of youngsters playing chess today. Just 2 weeks ago, there was a tournament at the Mona Prep School, and it's my good friend Miss Andrea Johnson who helped organize that. She did a lot of the legwork, but it was the PTA that really got that tournament going. Over 125 children took part in that event, but that
Really?
number could easily have been doubled. And it's a matter of trying to get some of the other children to participate and come out, and play as well. So I think the greatest challenge is maybe finding time to, do a little chess alongside of schoolwork. And we can go up a little bit because it's not only the youngsters that are playing chess. Even we can look at some adults as well, and they may also be some facing a different challenge, and it could also be they have to be working and maybe not having enough time to partake in chess. So I think time and financing are two of the driving issues, but I will also highlight that, you know, a lot of people may have the perception that you have to be smart to play chess or dominoes. But the contrary is also true. You can get smarter by playing chess and dominoes. And this is one of the things that we were also pointing out to corporate Jamaica, that it can do a world of good for our young adults and the children. So it's not about saying, well, you have to be smart and so on. No, you can get smart by playing these sports, right? Chess and dominoes it's a thinking game. So the perception is also something that one has to work around. Don't, if you, there's a saying, if you believe you can do something, you're gonna do it. You're gonna do it.
So
But
that
the
means
reverse is also true. If you say you can't do it, you're also correct. You won't do it because you don't believe so you're not do it. So we have to think positive and get rid of the perception. So that's one of the things that would also have to be broken down.
so if you're smart, chess will make you smarter then. You're already smart. Chess will make you smarter, right? Mr. Marshall?
Yes, man. Of course, it's a thinking man game, man.
Perceptions out there,
Developing the minds of Jamaica.
they have a perception out there say that chess is all for nerds. Is that true? Chess is all for nerds. Is that true?
Well, let me put it this way. I am no nerd, and I play chess.
Okay, sir.
Yeah, it doesn't have to be no.
Yeah.
And if you look at the players of today, you will recognize that we have a lot of chess players who are also involved in a lot of other sports. And chess should actually be taught to our athletes. I want to say athletes. I'm not just focusing on athletics. I'm talking about athletes and of other sports. Because it's a thinking man's game. Our football players, they should learn chess. You'll be surprised the impact that they're learning chess, or it can improve their team spirit, and they can make quick decisions on what we should do with the ball. If we should have run on with the ball or pass it to the man over there. You develop your mind, and you can think fast, think faster,
Do
quick
you know that
thinking,
Renee
quick
Simmons
responses.
Renee Simmons did suggest something like that, for the Jamaican team?
Oh, you mean? Of course.
All right. There's a comment, Mr. Warren Elliott. All right. The question is, Mr. Elliott, list 4 FIDE World Championship, not FIDE World Champions, not World Champions, World Championship. So the question is, list 4 FIDE World Championship. Okay, Mr. Suarez, anything to say to Mr. Tyson?
Right. So, Mr. Tyson, there's also another comment there from Marlon Hamilton. He said, "Bless up TY." So he was.
Yeah, man. Tell him please, man. Tell him big up, big up. Long time I haven't heard from him.
Yeah, man. He's hearing you. He's hearing you.
Yeah,
Alright.
Europe. Yeah, man. Bless up Europe. Bless up.
So, Mr. Tyson, there's a lot of things going on for Domino now. There's an upcoming tournament in March where the USA team is scheduled to come to Jamaica to play against a one vice select team. Could you tell us about that? Because I hear you're on the team. You're one of the star ballers on that team.
Well, all right. That's a great thing that Mr. Rupert Price is trying to push Domino. I've heard we need other members, gentlemen, and other people from corporate Jamaica to join with him. We need the support big time, and it's a great impact that USA agree to give him. It's an honor.
Okay, so for persons who don't know, where this tournament will be held, it'll be held at the first match will be at Twin City in March. It'll be on March 21st at Twin City Plaza. That's in Portmore. So persons who want to come and see what's going on and get an idea of how the domino is played, the open code aspect of the domino game. Mr. Tyson, could you explain to our viewers about some of the different forms of the game, like the open code, the cross the table, etc.? Could you tell them about that?
All right. The open code is 4 persons are seated around a table, and it's a sign, and you make signs. So anybody know about normally that say sign language and everything, about we make signs. Open code for the open code, right? Where you each person draws 7 domino, double 6 have to be posed at all time, and then it play clockwise. Right? So from there you start construct the game right around clockwise.
And what about
Right?
the cross?
For the cross the table, it's a set 24 domino, but it's a two-man team.
28, 28.
28 domino, but it's a two-man sport.
Mm-hmm.
Right? It's just like a partner game where you you have to your partner and is on the opposite side, but it's blind. Right? So that's where it goes, and it's played clockwise side way, double six pose, and you can suck as you go around. But it's only two players that play that at the time.
Okay, so for persons who are interested in learning how these games are played and seeing the excitement that these games bring, you can come in March at the Twin City Plaza and see the USA team going up against the One Vice team in dominoes. Right?
Yes,
So, Mr. Tyson, Mr. Tyson, we're looking
Yes,
forward
man.
to the chat.
Yes, man. As you may know, me and Mr. Price, I'm one of his teacher, So, um, so I'll be there as long as I have breath and get time off from the work and so forth. I'll be there.
Okay, okay.
Is
All right.
Yeah, man.
So,
I'll be there.
age game? Is that age game? Chess and domino? Because I know normally in physical sport, persons retire at maybe 35. In cricket and football, they have persons retire at 35, 40, and stuff like that.
The, there is no for domino. There is no age limit. Age is just a number. As long as your brain is clicking,
Yes.
you can go as far as you can.
Same thing for chess, Mr. Shea.
Well, as I said, the younger players are dominating now, but you know the famous Victor Korchnoi, Melache. Victor Korchnoi was playing at a very high level of chess, well into his 70s and 80s. So it's quite possible.
well, just to add to that, Mr. Iron Mike Tyson, do you remember the late great Blackbeard? He played
Yes,
right
man.
at 83.
Right, right.
He was playing at 83 as if he was just in his 20s.
Right, that's true, so true. So that's why I tell you, say as far as you can go. Age is just a number.
And he was playing just as well as he was in his prime.
Yes, man. So just as well. As I said, younger can get slower. Younger can get slower. Some people improve more. And for me like a legend, another younger can get slower, but it's still there.
Okay, all right. I'm looking at the comment section, and we have a winner, Mr. Warren Elliott. That's the person you were talking about, Shane Mathews.
Yes, man, the great Warren Elliott, man. Yeah, man, he have the title now, the record. I believe it's 9 now.
Okay, 9-time Jamaica champion. Okay, wow. So 9-time Jamaica champion is in the house, gentle people. Warren Elliott.
Yes, man.
You got the question correct. So you can text me your phone number, the number you want me to send the line or the digital credit to. And another question. The other question is, how many times Gary Kasparov won the World Championship, Classical Championship? How many times Gary Kasparov won the World Classical Championship? Yes, Mr. Mathews, another question to you, sir. Have you ever served as a team captain?
Have I?
Ever served as a team captain?
Yes, man. At the last two Olympiads, I captained the women's team, and a nice set of young ladies, and we went to India last year, and just before the pandemic in 2018, we went to Batumi in Georgia, in East Europe.
Okay. All right, Mr. Tyson, have you ever served as a team captain?
No, no, I've never served as a team captain, but on the discipline side, I'm a part of that.
But Mr. Tyson, in chess and other sports, the captain is a little bit different in dominoes, because in dominoes the captain doesn't necessarily have to play, right? So that's
Right.
the difference.
No, but in domino, the captain doesn't necessarily have to play, but sometimes they do,
Mm.
right? Chess is chess. As Mr. Mathews can enlighten me, because I have seen in chess where the captain is not playing.
Yeah, man. I went as a non-playing captain on those two occasions.
Right.
That never used to be the case. Again, because with not enough sponsorship, you can't send a team of players and then a non-playing captain. So you'll be sending all players, and then one of the players would be the captain. So that was in times when finances were tight and all of that. But as we are in better position here now, and you're trying to also coach the teams without having to take time to prepare for your own game. So you have a non-playing coach slash captain, and those were the fulfillment of the or the expectations of the two non-playing captains that accompanied the teams to these last two Olympiads.
Okay. Going back to the comment section. Yes, we have another winner, Dushan Edwards. The answer is 6. So congratulations, Dushan Edwards. So remember, you can WhatsApp me for um, the credit, the line credit or digital credit. Yes, Mr. Suarez. Is there any? You have any questions?
Okay. This question is going to be based on.
Hold on, Mr. Suarez. Hold on a minute, please. Someone is asking. When Elliot is asking, are there domino championship online? Can anyone of you answer that?
Yes.
Yes, Mr. Elliott, there is a domino championship online. So, Mr. Suarez, can I expound on that?
All right. So there's a site they call Jamdom, where there's a link between all the countries, so Canada, USA, England, Jamaica. Everybody goes on that. It's just you have to pay a subscription fee, and you get access to that, and they have the competitions on that. But majority of the tournaments held in Jamaica are face to face.
Okay, I hope that answers your question, Mr. Elliott.
All right, so we're going to have a domino question now. This is going to be based on the viewers that have been here from. We have started the interview, so you have listened and heard what Mr. Tyson said. He explained 2 formats of the game. Could you tell us what those 2 formats are of the domino game?
All right.
So that is one for our viewers. So just state the 2 formats that Mr. Tyson explained about the domino game, the 2 formats. All you need to do is state the names.
Okay, while they're typing their answer, I have a question for you, Mr. Tyson. How can you improve your skills in domino?
How can I improve my skills in domino?
If someone wants to know how can they improve their skills in domino?
By continue to playing against your opponents.
Okay, so play regularly.
Yes, that as I said before, it's a brain game, so you have to keep your brain fresh. So by continue to playing against your opponent and try and play the best at all times.
Okay, great.
Okay, and we have a winner. We have a winner for the question. It's talking sports with Ruel. It's open code and cross the table. That is correct.
Okay.
So you need to make contact with that person and give them that credit.
So open code and regular partner.
Now open code and across the table. Somebody said it, cross the table. That's
okay.
Talking sport.
I saw someone say cutthroat and partner. Is that?
No, that was not the two that was explained by Mr. Tyson.
Okay, great. So Mr. Talking Sports with Roy, you can contact Mr. Suarez or contact me for your price. Shane Mathews, the same thing goes for you. How can you improve your skills in chess?
Okay. Well, certainly playing is the best thing. Which is similar to what Tyson just said on read dominoes. But there is more we can do in chess as well, because chess there are literature and software material that one can use on computers to look over certain, let's say, lines. And when I say lines, I think most of the chess players in the viewing would know what I'm talking about. It means, opening theory you can go through, or you could look at something also in general, to improve certain aspects of your game. You may want to review certain end game studies. You may want to just solve puzzles to test your tactical abilities. But there is many ways in which you can do it. But the best way is to do all the above. So you're going to play, and before you play, you do some preparation using the computer to assist. So you review your lines, review your end games, and you partake in a tournament. Come prepared to play in the tournament, and then after the tournament, you can review the games, that whether they went well for you or otherwise. You still review the games and see what worked for you.
Okay. Okay, great. Mr. Mathews, what have you learned about teamwork from your past experience?
Teamwork. Teamwork is very important, especially when you are placed with the responsibility of captaining a team, captaining and coaching a team. One of the things you try to do is to try to develop some chemistry, not just between the players and but with yourself and the individual players. That's very important. And team building, trying to encourage each member of the team. And so you're going to develop certain skills. And no, nobody is born a leader, although that is arguable. But you can also learn as you go along, as most people do, and improvise, because not all individuals are alike. So your team, for example, some of your charges, you might have one difficult individual, and you have to use your, let's put it this way, your HR skills, whatever you can do to try and calm a situation, or whatever it is. But you have to use your tact and personal qualities, and work with that.
Okay. All right. You always have persons talking about one person winning off match and stuff like that. Mr. Tyson, again, let me ask you a question. Same thing on the same teamwork. Can one person win off a match in domino?
What one person can make a difference, but you also need teamwork, because without the teamwork, you alone can't do it. So it all boils back to teamwork. But one person can make a difference in a domino match.
Okay. Because I saw you in action a lot of time, and I think you really make a difference. Mr.
Yeah, but
Suarez.
you still need a teamwork, because if a team is not backing you up,
Yes.
it, you will not you can still end up losing that match. So it's all consists of teamwork. One person can make a difference in any sports, but you do need teamwork.
Teamwork is very important in especially a sport like domino, where you
Yeah.
have 6 tables playing at a given time. So if you're just one individual playing and winning, there's 5 other tables that you have to compete with. So if those 5 tables are losing and your one table is winning, you're at a 5-1 deficit.
Right.
So you need the other tables to at least back you up, and then you winning would make a difference.
Okay. All right, my viewers and subscribers, please remember to subscribe to Melacha TV, Chess and Domino channel. It is not possible without you guys. So please remember to subscribe. Another question, trivia question. What is the name of the current FIDE president? So FIDE is a governing body for chess internationally, international body. So what is the name of the current FIDE president? Yes. So Suarez, you have any more questions to ask, Mr.?
All right. I also have another trivia question for the maths, for the domino. So here goes. It's a very easy one, because we don't give hard questions on the track. Everybody must be a winner. So if anyone can tell me which month the USA team is going to come to Jamaica to play against the One Vice team in domino, they'll also win themselves some phone credit. So that's the month.
All right, there's a question from Shara Smith to Mr. Mathews. What is the most important skill that a chess player needs to be a good player, also for the domino player? So for both persons, so starting with Mr. Mathews, what is the most important skill that a chess player needs to be a good player?
Good. That's a very good question. There are several different ways I could answer that question. But I think a good
Something I got up.
quality that a chess player will need to be successful. Um, I think humility and patience. I tell you why. In chess, you're going to get some battering. You're going to lose a whole heap of games on the onset, and having the resilience to bounce back is not an easy thing. And so resilience is another one. But you also have to be patient at the board. And I think when you recognize that you could be playing against an opponent that is of a certain level as well, then you have to just humble yourself and maybe learn as you go along. But resilience, patience, and humility, those are certainly qualities that I think a chess player would need to be successful at the sport.
Okay. Um, Someone said July. Mr. Warner said July. Mr. Suarez, is it correct?
July is incorrect. Someone said March. Mr.
Yeah.
Wayne Edwards. Is that Mr. Eras? The only Wayne Edwards I know is Mr. Eras. Is it the same person?
Okay, Wayne Edwards, you have won yourself some credit. So Um, you can text your the number you want the credit to be go on, or get in touch with Mr. Suarez. All right, the same question goes for you, Mr. Tyson. What
Um, mhm.
is the most important that a domino player needs to be really good?
Which is the most what?
Important skill a domino player needs to be really good at domino.
Remembrance.
Remembrance.
Right.
Yes,
Right.
that's very good. That's very good because you have to remember every move that each person's play.
Right. So,
Because
so
without the memory now, you can't win any game because you have to know which person plays certain cards.
right. So you have to have an open mind. So you have to remember from the start to the end. So it's all about remembrance.
Okay. All right. We have another winner also for the FIDE president, Arkady Varkovich. So that's Mr. Warren Elliott. Oh, Mr. Suarez, can one person win more than one prize?
Well, if that person has the correct answers.
Okay, okay, because that's two credits for Mr. Warren Elliott now.
Right, because it's all about you being here. So once you're here and you get the question, you can answer it. If you want to win all the questions, that's how it's gonna go.
Okay, Mr. Tyson, do you
Yes,
play
sir.
other sports outside of domino?
Well, yeah, I used to play cricket and football.
Okay, but domino take the slice. That's
Right, right.
I want
Domino,
is that because
domino.
it's a sitting game, you know.
No, when I was growing up, I was a lover of both cricket and football. As I said, I was introduced. My uncle take a pack of domino from Canada to us out by east, and it just becomes uh, uh, when I say a little, group of us start playing around, round and round, and then my mom moved to Portmore at a young tender age, and that's where it took off. Um, all interests. I was still playing football, but the interest was more for me to leave my home. Then I'd have to have bigger person come for me, and those big person were playing dominoes like Scattershot and Mr. Manley Jackson. They would have to come to my mom house and ask permission for me to leave. At that age, so she would have allowed them to take me out of the house in their care. So that's all. So if they started did it often because they saw the potential in me, and I becomes a lover of domino. So my brothers are continue playing football straight up until they retire. Cause I've brother will represent school and clubs and team, very good players. You
Okay,
start up all Manning Cup.
okay. All right,
Yeah.
Mr. Padushan, the same question goes for you. There any other sports outside of chess you play?
Yeah, man. Back in the day, I used to kick a little football as well and swim. I used to swim too. Yeah, man. I was fairly decent at pool too. Used to go across the sports club and shoot some pool. You know, I did 40. I represented the company in business house in 4 different sports: chess, table tennis, pool, and domino one time.
Well, you're well rounded man, Mr. Magician.
Yeah, man. I feel, dabble in certain things. You know, them say jack of all trades, but only master of one. Only master of one, not master of none. Master of one.
And that's chess.
Yeah.
All right. I have another question for my viewers. Which country won the 42nd Chess Olympiad in 2016? Which country won the 42nd Chess Olympiad in 2016? Yes, Mr. Suarez, any more questions for Mr.
Yes.
Tyson?
You want me to post to the viewers or to Mr. Tyson?
Mr. Tyson, while the
Okay.
viewers are contemplating the
So,
answer.
Mr. Tyson, while the viewers are trying to answer that question, Domino is a game that has been proven to alleviate Alzheimer's. Hence, in the case that we were talking about earlier about Mr. Blackbeard playing to the age of 83, right?
Right.
I want you to recommend to the elder folks that they continue to play the game of domino and, tell them the benefits that's brought to you because your memory still is intact. And how old are you now?
I'm 54.
And you're still remembering everything just like yesterday. And the domino game, everything is still there, right?
Right.
Okay. So viewers, the game of domino, it will help you in that aspect. You'll always remember it. It helps you with numeracy as well. It helps you with reasoning, not only
Yeah.
chess, but domino as well. Playing the game at a high level, you will learn these traits will be enhanced.
Yeah.
Right?
Right. And it helps you to think faster.
Okay.
Okay, so make you can rise with all five dominoes, six dominoes in your hand.
Yeah, man. Think faster, man.
Per,
Okay.
per, persons have been seen, Mr. Tyson, in some videos celebrating the game so wonderfully. Could you tell us about those celebrations? Why do they celebrate the game like that with them?
Because as I said before, domino play with love and joy. And when you leave your house, especially on a Sunday, you need some of us do it to clear our minds. Some do it for the love of the sport. For me, it's to clear my mind and for the love of the sport. Because when you work right up sometime and you come in and you know say, all right, I'm gonna clear my mind. So my way of clearing my mind is to play domino.
So you're saying, Mr.
All right?
Tyson, this domino game relieves stress as well. It's a stress buster.
Right. You're right. So that's clear. As Shane Canton, both chess, domino, draft, those things are something that release can clear your mind from anything.
Okay. So there's some medicinal benefits towards domino and chess. People, hope you're taking notes. Yes,
And
because
draft.
domino,
Yeah.
chess, and draft. So when you want to relieve your stress, you don't have to take it out anywhere else. You just go on a domino table, pose double stick, and take it from
Right.
there.
Yeah, man, the fun and the joy, man. When it is so fun when you and your partner beat your opponent and laugh. I'm talking about with respect though, and laugh and enjoy yourself. And when you finish, you shake hands and say, "All right, see you tomorrow." That's it.
Yes.
Because I know of some big man say the hunger way they keep themselves going pan a thing that is for goat. I enjoy a game of domino. They make sure that they have it at least one time per week, upon the weekends and something.
Okay. So, Mr. Magician, what do you have to say to those persons that have chess as a boring game and say they don't want to try it because it's boring and take long to finish and all those things?
These people have that seen or heard of chess in the news as of late. Because one of the things that has taken the world by storm is speeches. And these are variants of the old classical chess that you making reference to in terms of slow and boring. Um, yeah, you have that aspect of a classical game, but one of the things that is very popular nowadays is rapid chess and speed chess or blitz, where a game has to finish within 5 minutes. 5 minutes for each player because you have a clock that you play with because the clock is part of the game because we don't want anybody sitting down taking too long, because then it would be like watching paint dry. So you're playing fast and you have to make the game, and if you can either win on the board by checkmating your opponent or if he resigns, or you win on time because he consumed too much time and his time ran out. So these are aspects or variants of the game that are very popular, not just in Jamaica, but amongst the top level players. So nowadays it's mostly rapid time controls. But of course, at the Olympiad, they have not the old long classical time controls, but it's still considered a classical time. It's just that it's shorter from back in the 40s and 50s and 60s. We're not paying that long time control anymore. So what they try to do to speed up the rate of play is not give you like 2 or 2.5 hours for each player, but they give you a shorter time and encourage you to make a move to gain from additional time. It's called increments. So each time you make a move, you get an additional time. So this was something that was proposed some years back, and this is the way that the chess world is operating now with increments. So you can't sit down and not move for very long. You have to be playing to benefit from these increments. So
Okay.
it's not boring. It's a lot more lively than it was, say, 40, 50 years ago.
Okay. You being a teacher of the game of chess, if I was supposed to want to learn from you, how could I contact you and how would I get into your class?
Oh, well, I have been a coach. Well, I started my coaching, my very first coaching seminar, and I've been on and off over the years. Even when I was studying in Trinidad, I was doing some coaching down there for some of the young junior players. But it was actually during the pandemic and my return here that it really took a boom because people at home wanted to do chess and learn chess. So a lot of my activities and to this day is mostly online. But I do have time when I have a cadre of local students. But there are several clubs and the chess federation that offer these services. But I can be also contacted, and my number is 844-8299. And I offer coaching services both online and in person. But online is very, very convenient. And even though some I've spoken to some parents, and especially the young ladies, the young mothers, they don't feel as if their children can learn online, but they did have to do it during the pandemic. They had to do their schoolwork at home online, and it can be done. And of course, yeah, it's not too hard to coach beginners. You take it step by step and go through the process.
Okay, very, very good. So, Mr. Tyson, would you consider teaching the game of domino as well so that persons can learn the game and be as good as you are?
I've been doing that for years though, Mr. Soares, for years. Um Caribbean Classic is my home also. So I had started between Mervis Domino Club Caribbean Classic. That's where I've started with your president, which is former Mr. Rupert Price. We had take a lot of young members and teach them and teach them to come better domino players from Mervis to Caribbean Classic.
So you think that you would take on students now?
Yes, man. Anytime. I'm always trying to help the younger ones. Even when playing with them, show them where they went wrong and so forth. They can attest to that. I'm always trying to make them be aware, you know.
So you're passing the
What is happening now? I like what I'm seeing is happening. More younger one is um first time it wasn't like that with us. Maybe just a few. You have um most of the big men playing domino in my time, and you have quite a few youngster, and you know the elders have to respect you before you can um be a part of that. Now I'm seeing where it's elevated with many young players. All they need is grooming.
Okay.
That's all they need.
Right. A question from our viewer. It's for you, Mr. Mellis. Which did you find easier to master, chess or domino? It's from Warren Elliott.
well, well, chess is very hard to master because um, a lot of persons don't know this. Chess is the first board game ever made. So that means it was made before Domino, Ludo, Draft, all those board games. It's the first board game ever made. And you still have persons up to today, they still learning new moves in chess. So you can find one new move in chess and write an entire book. Just one new move and write an entire book about it. So chess is very hard to master. Although you have masters in chess, I don't think nobody ever mastered chess yet. Although you have masters in chess, chess is very hard to master. But and there's no peak in chess. There's no peak because person always learning new moves. I remember I said it's the first board game ever made. Yeah, so I think that's supposed to answer the question. Chess, I think chess is more difficult to master.
Well, I also have the privilege of learning how to play both games. And chess is an ongoing learning process. I don't think I could stop learning chess. Domino is also ongoing too. However, I think chess has more to learn than in the domino game. But both of them, you have to be very good at your craft to become a master at the game.
Yes. All right. There's another winner. Sanks, United States. Yes, United States won the 42nd Olympiad in 2016. So thanks. You know how to get in touch with me for your prize. All right, I have another question. Please, my viewers, please remember to subscribe, like, and share. The question goes like this: who won the first world championship? Classical. Who won the first world championship? All right, Mr. Suarez. I think Mr. Suarez camera freezing up again. All right, Mr. Magician. All right, Mr. Suarez is back. Mr. Suarez, go ahead. Oh, he's off again. Um, Paul Murphy. No, Paul Murphy. No, no, Mr. Lindo. Paul Murphy is not the first world champion. And it's for classical. It's for classical. Any more questions you have, Mr. Suarez? You have any more domino questions?
Okay, so the next question for our viewers. We mentioned that there's going to be a match between the United States and the One Vice team. Could you tell us, according to Mr. Tyson, who is the president of the One Vice team?
No domino players are on.
It was mentioned on the live, so if persons were listening, they would have been able to answer this one.
Yes. Okay, Mr. Lindo. Terence Lindo. Steinitz. Yes, Wilhelm Steinitz, Mr. Terence Lindo, you're correct. So you know how to claim your prize, Mr. Lindo. So get in touch with me.
We also have a winner. We also have a winner for the domino question.
Rupert Price, Wayne Edwards.
There was someone before Mr. Edwards.
Oh. Okay, talking sport. Okay.
And
okay, so it's talking sports one that question, right?
right. Could you try to verify who's Mr. Talking Sports so we can send your prize to you?
I think talking sport mentioned he said he's Barry. I think it's Barry. That's correct, Barry?
I think we have another comment from Mr. Tyson. Hero is saying, Mr. Tyson, that he used to be a player captain at Fighter Jet when you were there. Could you explain to us what happened in that team?
Come again?
Mr. Marlon Hamilton, that's Hero, said he was a player captain at Fighter Jet when you were there. So where's that team, Fighter Jet, from, and what league was that?
Fighter Jet is from Trelawney. It's from Trelawney. That's down in the west there. I was privileged to play alongside Mr. Hamilton as player captain. Mr. Hamilton was captain. I had played quite a few matches, and I think we won what, like I don't remember if it was 3 or 2 tackles. I won, but either 3 or 2 tackles with him, and went to about 3 to 2 other final where we lost. Right, but that team was a very great team in the down the west end.
Okay, very interesting. So we see the domino is a very dynamic sport. It spreads right across Jamaica, right? As the motto of domino states, that it brings people together. So we're looking forward to expanding our horizon more and get more people involved in the sport, so that from time to time we can bring our families to these matches and enjoy ourselves more. And everybody, just a reminder, you must subscribe to the channel, as this channel must grow from strength to strength. That's how we keep doing these programs and giving the viewers and subscribers insights about domino, chess. That is what Melache TV is all about. This is where I sign off tonight. I hope the viewers enjoyed our program. So, Nellis, I pass it on to you now.
Yes. Thanks again, Mr. Suarez. Thank you, my viewers, for viewing, and thanks, Mr. Rohan Lynch, and Mr. Shane Mathews for being here with us. And we're trying to make this a weekly event. So our next um, stream go live is next week Thursday between Wednesday, Thursday, or Friday, and we are trying to get the veterans in chess and domino. So thank you guys.
You're welcome.
No problem, Mr. Milachi, man. You're welcome. You're welcome.
Yes, so this is where we signed out. Thank the viewers and the participants. So this is where we sign out and say goodbye till next week.
Uh,
Big up to everybody on the program. Big up to all our viewers and subscribers. Looking forward to next week's program. Thank you very much.